Two men find love and take down the best brewer ever. This is Showdown in Little Tokyo on Stinger Madness. Stinger Madness. Stinger Madness. Stinger Madness. We got the Stinger Madness. Wow. Wow, 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 wow.
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 Probably seen it 15 times, but I haven't seen it in 15 years, and I forgot so much about that movie. Holy crap.
That, I honestly believe, is the worst action movie I've ever seen in my entire life. I am struggling to think of a poorlier made action. Let's phrase this up a little bit. If
Incomprehensible.
You've seen Commando, you're a little familiar with the type of level of bad action movie that the one Mark L. Lester can deliver.
Mm-hmm.
Now, take the chains off of Mark L. Lester, per se, and just say, run with whatever's going on. Fuck it. Just fuck it. And you've got this movie.
So I think this was more of a chains on, because they handcuffed him with the editing of the film. They cut it down so much.
There's no way the screenplay... It's so bad.
The screenplay had to be that bad.
This is the one time where I am in the favor of the studio being like, we need to clean this shit up. Mm-hmm. Yes, you do. You have got a lot of work to do.
As little of this on screen as possible is better.
Yes. Yes. 78 minutes is possibly too much. But not enough at the same time, because this is a great stinker. I am so happy about Showdown in Little Tokyo because it is an amazing piece of cinema. Absolutely just mind-blowing garbage. But anyways, did you guys have a good time? Jackie and Sam, who are here with me as always.
I loved it. Dolph Lundgren is so hot and sexy in this movie.
I don't know how you didn't know that he was like man cake back in the day.
I didn't know that. I hadn't seen him in anything other than when he got older.
We just watched whatever Red Scorpion.
No, you and I watched Red Scorpion.
Oh.
Yeah, I just watched Expendables 3 with him in it, and he looked like hammered dog shit.
She watched He-Man. Masters
I didn't realize that he was He-Man.
Huh.
The wig threw you off?
Yeah, it was the wig.
She gets duped easily by wigs.
Yeah, wigs really,
Wigs and fake noses.
It's been a while since I went off on costumes, but that...
Dolph Lundgren, Lorenzo Lamas, you never can tell.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean...
He was Ivan Drago.
I don't know, he was dead sexy though in this movie.
My sister had a poster of Ivan Drago on her wall, even though he's the bad guy of that film.
I'm just saying, Justin, if you put on that kind of muscle, you would look...
I would not be a website designer. I would either be an action star or I would be working at a restaurant trying to become an action star.
I think that I would be your fluffer if you had those kind of muscles.
I think you're already kind of my fluffer. We're kind of married, so it's kind of how it goes, I guess.
When no one's around, you just like... should I do a website? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. And the whole time she's like, fluff, 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 fluff.
A wife is the fluffer for you to be able to get ready for the bullshit that is your life. Just kidding.
And meanwhile, Jackie's like smoking his cigarette, like, oh, fluff, fluff, fluff. God damn it. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Speaking of fluff, Brandon Lee.
Brandon Lee. Jackie, actually, this is one, because I never specifically said who Brandon Lee was. Do you know who Brandon Lee is?
Yes, we talked about this in the Prelude episode.
That's Bruce Lee's son.
Oh, not that.
Oh.
Yeah, that's Bruce Lee's son.
That was the guy who was chained up next to him with his shirt off?
Yeah, the other guy is Bruce Lee's son.
Yeah, he's just the other guy in this movie. He's
the other guy who's incredibly gay.
He's the other guy that when he's strapped to the torture device next to Lundgren, and you're like, dude, did you really have to take off your shirt? Maybe they could have just put your wires in your shirt.
Well,
he's defined for a smaller man.
but honestly, would you want to be naked next to Lundgren? You'd be like, no, I'm good.
I think he does want to be naked next to Lundgren.
You would be like the fat kid at the pool. You would just wear your t-shirt into the pool.
I'm pretty sure he can't wait to be naked next to Lundgren. His character, whose name I don't know.
What's
Johnny?
any of their names?
Yeah.
His name is Johnny.
The Lundgren's name is Kenner.
Huh. So, I had never seen, to be honest, I've only seen Brandon Lee in The Crow, and I don't like The Crow. It's one of my least favorite movies that's ever been made. I think it's dumb, and if you like The Crow, you're probably not listening to Stinker Madness, because you're probably trying to fit things in your
I
butt.
like The Crow, and I think that plenty of people like it.
I think many people do, but I think it's just dumb.
Well, I like it for the right reasons, not for the wrong reasons.
But I would not, after watching The Crow, I would not have guessed that Brandon Lee was that shitty of an actor.
Now, here's what I have to say. Is he that bad, or could anyone deliver those lines?
He was that bad.
Those lines
he was terrible.
Were terrible.
They were very bad. But believe it or not, he didn't have that many lines. It's just the lines that he had were so super gay that it was just like, oh my god, this guy is so super gay. But you watch him do when you're ready for action, and you do the I'm ready for action pose, and then you look around for bad guys to fight, he was awful. Anytime that there was non-dialogue, I'm doing stuff on camera shit, he was fucking terrible. He was bad.
All right.
Real bad.
I didn't think he was that bad.
I'm talking Razzie bad.
I'm thinking you're throwing him under the bus because you got a crush on Dolph Lundgren.
I think somebody has a crush on Dolph.
I thought Lundgren was every good
I saw
bad.
you put
Lundgren was not good. You
tried to cover up that big shaking grin on your face when we saw the Lundgren butt. You were like, hee hee hee, look at his buns, hee 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 hee. Oh wait, that was me.
And Brandon Lee. Brandon Lee's character, not Brandon Lee, because Brandon Lee's dead, and that's sad. But and there's not anything.
Could have been somebody. Could have been somebody.
Well, maybe.
I think he would have been somebody.
Yeah, he would have gotten some action.
I've got all of his movies, other than the one that you own, and he's really not that bad.
I think he would have had
in terms of a karate
career.
guy. He's better than Dudikoff. No problem.
I think Dudikoff would have pwned these guys in this film. They were both so bad. I have a note in here someplace that Lundgren took acting lessons from Dudikoff.
See, I think that the screenplay was that bad. There's just no way to deliver these lines.
Possibly.
Yeah, the writing in this movie was terrible.
It's awful.
If there would not have been some sweet shit, like Lundgren flipping over a car by himself.
There's some fucking crazy shit in this movie. Crazy shit in this movie.
That's what kept the movie going, is when you were just about to be like, oh god, I don't know. Then something totally incredible that was not possible would happen. You'd be like, yes!
It goes from 0 to 60 20 times real fast. Real fast.
Yeah, so it keeps you entertained.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
I was entertained.
I was entertained throughout the whole thing, even with the shitty dialogue. It is an achievement in bad cinema.
I had a hard time, a lot of my notes are very poorly written because I couldn't take my eyes off the screen, but I had to be writing stuff down.
Absolutely.
And to give the listeners a little bit of an idea, this film is only 78 minutes, and I have taken more notes on this than any film that we've done. I have 3 3/4 pages of notes on a film that's 78 minutes long.
That's because there was so much awesome in it.
Oh.
An achievement in bad cinema.
Oh, yes.
So let's get into it. The movie starts out with...
non-Yakuza tattoo on a white guy.
Yep.
In a title sequence.
The second hottest film intro we have seen on Stinker Madness, only slightly behind Malibu Express, with the sword and abs intro.
Yeah.
He had a dagger and a gun at one point.
Multi-weapons, but the abs are the key. The key to the intro. Always gotta cram some abs in there.
See, I couldn't tell, I don't think it probably wasn't Lundgren, because you don't pay somebody like that, but it was somebody as big as Lundgren.
As big as Lundgren. I thought it was Lundgren.
And then they painted him up and then did the title sequence. How do they
do the fake tattoos in movies?
The same way they do them at the fair.
Yeah, but body tattoos?
Or the ones that you... Yeah,
henna.
it's a guy has to... No, henna is one thing, but it is the same thing they do at the fair. You just have a guy basically painting it on, and it's India ink over the skin instead of under the skin, and it lasts for a couple weeks sometimes. I don't know if there's a better system.
I think I'll do that and then just go downtown and walk through alleys with my shirt off with, like, pajama pants, because I don't have a gi or anything, but I have pajamas, and they're fairly similar, and just start striking poses and
Get your
doing
ass
the look
kicked.
around. I don't know. You see a guy in an alley, I don't care what he's shaped like. He's dressed in a gi and he's got shitty tattoos all over him, and he's doing the ninja pose. I'm probably going to walk away. Now, that's me. Would you walk away from a guy that's crazy in the alleyway?
I don't usually
trouble?
go in the alley to begin with.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you're already in a bad situation. Now there's a guy in there, and he's got shitty tattoos with his shirt off, and he's wearing pajamas and no shoes, and he's looking for trouble.
Or $2.
I don't want to give him either.
I'm not going in the alley.
I don't have $2 to give. I don't have any trouble to give.
Yeah.
I'm out.
On the subject of fake tattoos, I did, when I was like 19, I got like this really... I spent like $3 on one fake tattoo that was one of those water-on jobs to see if I liked it, and it was a barbed wire tattoo, and I put it on my left arm. I was like, yeah, I think I might get this. I didn't, and I'm really fucking glad.
Yeah, I bet. So, the next thing we see is a classic underground street fighting. Or, well, I guess it's not street fighting, but it's underground martial art competition thing. Whatever you call that. What's it called in Bloodsport?
Oh, Kumite.
Yeah, it's the Kumite.
Yeah, there was an underground, which is like, the fight start to the movie, what I wrote down was umpteen. How many action movies start with a goddamn underground fight scene? And it takes too long and the whole thing, and this one didn't?
No.
It was fast.
No. The guys, the bad guys walk in, like, instantly. The fight's not even over.
White shoes, mind you.
White shoes, Cadillac, and here's the key.
Oh, Thunderbird was the first one.
Yeah, Thunderbird. How do you tell who the bad guys are in this movie?
White shoes.
I think it's more that they're wearing suits and their arms aren't in their sleeves. I think that's the key. You either have a ninja butler or you don't put your arms into your sleeves.
The white shoes were a tip-off for me.
I wear white shoes.
I'm with the white shoes.
I wear white shoes. Am I a bad guy? I put my arms in my sleeves and I don't have a ninja butler. I wear white shoes. Why the white shoes?
Well,
you also have fantasies of fighting people in an alley.
They weren't just white shoes, they were like white wingtips.
Okay, I
yeah.
They were like white wingtips. They were dress shoes that were white. This is something that nobody wears.
Let's put it to a user vote, or listener vote. On Twitter, tell us, hashtag white shoes, hashtag suits with no arms and sleeves. That's not a very good hashtag.
No.
Or just email us, whatever. So the bad guys show up. Lundgren's there.
Well, you see Lundgren sort of climb out of the top of his car.
Yeah.
For no reason. Just get out of the door, douche. He doesn't do that. He climbs out of the top of something, and then you don't see him again. Then the white shoe guys...
He's there to bust it up because it's illegal.
Yeah, the white shoe guys show up to be illegal.
Kumite is illegal in L.A., apparently.
And...
It looked pretty official, though.
Yeah, there's
a ring. It looked like just any boxing tournament that you'd have.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think gambling is illegal.
In L.A.?
Gambling is illegal everywhere except for Las Vegas and New Jersey.
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's like where you can bet on the horses.
Or
here.
other places that I'm not aware of.
Yeah.
That aren't LA.
Either way, it seems like he shouldn't have shot the place up for illegal gambling.
Hey,
well,
what's the first thing about Japanese Fight Club? You don't talk about Japanese Fight Club.
No, that was the thing from the .5 episode, the Lundgren introduction. Like, he does climb out of the car stupid-like, but then there's the people fighting each other in the ring, which seems to be sanctioned. He swings in on, like, a rope.
Like a rappel rope.
Well, it was a big rope.
Bungee thing.
He just swings in.
Right.
To break it up. How does that happen?
They showed him. He got up on the roof.
How does that work?
He got up on the roof.
And then he came in through the skylight. Duh.
With his rope?
Yeah, dude.
And attached it to a beam and then swung in
every
like
cop
Errol
carries
Flynn.
a rope with a repel one.
Standard equipment. Yeah, I can see that.
In the back of your trunk.
Right.
Along with your taser.
So they get into a big shootout because it's illegal. Who's on whose side? I don't know. The bad guys are shooting at the bad guys now.
There's one more stupid Lundgren thing, climbing over the top of the car to get out, swinging in, and then he's like, "Who are you? Oh, I'm busting this up." And then the one guy's like, "I'm betting on him," and he's like, "That's a good bet." And then when they start trying to fight him, he grabs the guy's foot and then uses the foot
that's right.
to hit the other guy, and then throws the guy who's holding his foot off just with the one hand, and it was like, oh boy.
Yeah, because at that point, that guy's foot is busted up as shit.
Or anything.
You can't use it again because his bones are broken, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so they get into a shootout, and the Japanese guys are shooting Japanese guys, and the Japanese guys are shooting Japanese guys.
And
Lundgren's also just shooting everybody.
Yeah.
And then it's like the bad guys are getting away. The actual bad guys of the film are starting to get away.
Yeah.
And he's chasing...
For the first time.
For the first time. He's chasing them. He knows who they are.
Kind of.
Even though he's not there for them because they're there just to see a show. That's what I'm to infer because the illegal gambling is not their trade. They're into the meth beer.
So Lundgren shows up and he's like, I'm gonna bust this shit up. And then real bad guys show up and he's like, fuck these stupid bad guys. I'm going after the big bad guys.
How does he know that they're real bad guys?
Because they have guns.
Oh, they have white shoes. That's right. They have white shoes. God damn it.
Absolutely correct, Jackie.
I still say it's their arms and their sleeves.
It's the white shoes.
Yeah.
White shoes and a machine gun kind of gives you away.
So the one guy shoots the fuse box. Like, blows the shit out of the fuse box. He's wide open in Lundgren's line of fire, and he's got his 2 MAC-10s and blowing the hell out of the fuse box for the lights to flicker a little bit. Mm-hmm. And then Lundgren just chases after him. It's like a 5-second sequence. I was very confused by that. And Lundgren chases after him. They bail out the back door into the Thunderbird and drive off.
I noticed one thing about the Lundgren gun. Lundgren uses a Desert Eagle. Mm-hmm. I think this has to be on the front end of the Desert Eagle cinema business.
Fixation.
Maybe why the Desert Eagle isn't like... In terms of all of the handguns, they all like have a movie. But the one that is the most powerful handgun doesn't have its own movie.
Until now.
Well, I don't think this is it.
Oh.
Especially because he had a very narrow... it comes in many calibers, and he had a very narroh barrel. So
he also opted for the shiny edition.
The nickel-plated? Yeah.
Gotta get some bling on that. So, the next scene we see is he's having lunch, or whatever, breakfast at some Chinese restaurant.
Because everybody goes for tofu in
Chinese
restaurant.
You forgot about fuck Action Jackson.
That's right, he jumps the fucking car.
He jumps the Thunderbird.
And here's what I liked about jumping the Thunderbird, is that in Action Jackson, it was such a fucking big deal. Oh my god, he jumps a fucking car. Holy shit, it's in slow motion, and it's like replay, and the fucking car, the guy goes, holy shit, did that guy just jump the fucking car? In this movie, it's like, yeah.
They just jump over cars.
Of course he jumps over a car. Why wouldn't he fucking jump over a car? Moving on. Yeah, fuck, stupid. I didn't even take a note, because it was just so like, he jumps over a car. That's what he does.
Everybody does that now.
Yeah, that's what that's what he does. It's just no big deal.
Yeah, he's got the street cred.
Yeah. So he jumps a car. And he doesn't do a backflip either. He just
jumps it.
He just the car over
He just jumps up high enough, lifts his legs, clears it, lands, and then goes, I'll get you guys next time.
I am pretty sure that Kenner, is that his name? Kenner?
Kenner
could beat the shit out of Action Jackson.
Yeah.
And they make sweet love to his corpse.
Brendan Lee's name, it's like Tagawa.
Jackie says it's Johnny.
His name is John.
Yeah, it's John, but he has a Japanese last name. It doesn't matter. There's very little in this film matters.
So anyways, he's having lunch the next day. And of course, he eats lunch at the one place where the bad guys are going to show up the next day. Naturally, of all the juke joints in all the worlds, you had to walk into mine.
And
Hi-ya!
Well, he was eating his lunch, and then the old woman comes up and
No, he's
says
eating his
something.
breakfast.
Was it breakfast?
Yeah, it was because he
Yeah,
says
he's
something
like,
about
"You don't
before the
wanna-"
punch kick.
Yeah, he's like,
Don't make me angry before I eat breakfast.
he's like, you wouldn't like me if I was cranky.
Yeah, so he's going to turn into the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, but
So
the older Japanese woman says to him that he couldn't handle a woman like her, and I said, he's had sex with Grace Jones. There's no woman he can't handle. And you guys don't know who the hell that is.
Can I have you do our
People who listen do.
Huh. I'm pretty sure. Another visitor poll. Do you know who Grace Jones is? Moving on. So they fight, and Brandon Lee shows up.
Punch kick.
The fucking punch kick. It's actually
It's a
the
donkey
punch kick
with a
reverse
punch.
double punch.
It's a donkey kick punch.
Right,
at
so
the
your
same time.
one leg's going behind you, and then your fist is coming out in front. So you're hitting somebody in the back and somebody in the front. Just in case people don't know what you're talking
That's
about.
good.
And
That's
it
a good
would
description
never
of it.
actually work in real life.
Oh, yes,
No.
it would. If you did Tai Bo, you'd be like, hiya! And then you'd do it.
Actually,
All the
according
karate I
to
know is
according
from Tai Bo
to
tapes.
Isaac Newton's first rule,
Isaac Newton?
Isaac Newton's every
Who's
rule,
that guy?
every action must have an opposite and equal reaction. Isaac Newton lives in a trailer down the street and he teaches me physics. Anyways,
Does he also brew his own crack beer?
no, that's the main character in this movie, the bad guy. So they blow up the restaurant. Brandon Lee shows up for some
And
reason.
then they fight each other.
Why does he show up though?
Because he's looking
Walking
for his
by?
new partner.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
that's
having
right.
breakfast.
Yeah. Oh, the cops know where he has breakfast, so
Well,
he
they
is.
tell him, hey, he has breakfast over here.
At the Asian restaurant that's getting shot up right
It's
now.
getting shut up.
So Brandon Lee shows up. They shoot up the place even more. They're shooting at each other. They fight at each other. They break more tables. They do everything they can to not help the innocent in this
And
situation.
Just
Also
trashes
not-
poor lady's place.
Not catch the bad guys.
And not catch the bad guys. More interested in jerking each other
It's
off.
interesting because they have Brandon Lee in a suit, and they're portraying him as looking like he's one of the bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
He's really one of the most not-looking Asian, half-Asians I've ever seen in my damn life.
He's a
He
very
looked like an Italian.
American. Yeah.
He just looks like a white dude.
I would not be like, you're Asian. You should know everything about Asian culture. I would be like, hey,
I will mistake you for Asian bad guys. No, you look like just a super white dude.
Should I put salt in the water before I boil my noodles, or should I put oil in the noodles? Because you're Italian, you know these things. Actually, I'm half Asian.
First, actually.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Does the Wu-Tang Clan want
Which
to draft
touches
you?
in one of the things that I was looking at earlier in the film. Is this racist? But halfway through the film, I just realized it's too stupid to even be racist.
Yeah.
They don't.
My dad is a white dentist.
They don't
I
understand.
grew up in the suburbs and
Yeah,
borrowed his car to go to
they
the
were
mall.
trying to make a point right there about being generalization about Asians and that they all look the same. But then it just goes.
Yeah, it was like,
It becomes so dumb it doesn't make any sense. It's too stupid to be racist.
Well, we instantly find out after they partner up that he's not Asian, but then we also find out that Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat kills Dolph Lundgren's parents.
Hiroyuki Tagawa.
Mm-hmm.
You will recognize from many films as the Asian guy.
the Asian bad guy.
Right, the Asian bad guy. He's never the Asian good guy. Ever.
No, he isn't. He just really isn't.
It's because he's got that... Oh, boy. Oh, I almost did it.
You know what?
Oh,
He
shit.
is. He's
I almost
the
said
good
he's
guy.
got the squinty face, but...
And
Come on. But he does have a squinty face. He squints like Kurt Russell. He's got that, he gives you the stink eye with every look, ugh.
Yeah, he just doesn't open his eyes very wide, so he always looks kind of pissed off.
Yeah, he looks pissed off at all times.
He makes the determined face. Most of the time.
Determined, poopy,
Yeah.
I'm going to be the bad guy face.
I
Which he's
believe-
very good at. I
and
like him as a bad guy.
I could be completely wrong because I watched Nash Bridges 4 times. I think he might be on Nash Bridges as a good guy.
What?
Huh.
That's not
I think
right.
he might be the captain. He's like the Edward James Olmos of Nash Bridges.
Wow. That show must suck.
Nash Bridges?
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay, fair enough. Moving on. So, he kills Lundgren's parents. Did we ever find out why he kills Lundgren's parents?
No.
He just slashes them in the face with the samurai sword.
So that he can be one day a crime lord of meth and beer.
Meth and beer. And so then Lundgren slashes him in the face. Oh, last time I saw you, you face matched. Which I actually thought was one of the best lines in the movie.
Yeah.
But,
that wasn't my favorite line.
So
I will wait to get to that line.
So they capture one of the guys at the restaurant. They get one guy out of the whole deal, but they don't get any information out of him because he just breaks his own neck.
Snaps his own neck.
Just like, oh boy, you can do that? I mean, fuck, I jerk pretty hard on my neck sometimes, to pop it, and I can't snap my own neck.
Well, you have to relax, which I don't think is possible when you pull your hands up around your neck, because then you engage all those muscles up there.
I don't think you can break your own neck. I'm not even so sure you can break a guy's neck.
No, you really gotta try goddamn hard.
Yeah, I don't think you can do that.
Well, let's not try that later.
Oh, okay. Huh, top tip.
Yeah, don't try that at home.
Now,
do it at your neighbor's home.
We've been talking about this for a while, but we are about to reach minute 13.
Uh-huh.
Tits.
Boobs. Boobs at a classy party. A classy party.
There was a bunch of good-looking boobs in the background, and they foregrounded some really bad boobs.
Once again, the weird early boob job boobs that don't match, and
they're almost coming out of her armpits.
Yeah, armpit way too high up, and look like 1970s Russian land-to-land missiles. Just weird-looking boobs.
And if you're out there,
nightmarish boobs.
Those are your boobs, and you're listening. By this point
just
in time,
get them redone. You live in the future.
They've settled back down. They're back in a normal place.
Good point.
Call me.
Oh. So, whore number one, or hooker number one, whatever we want to call her, Linda, whatever her fucking name was.
Stacy.
Booger lips, cleft lip lady.
Her name was Asia. Which goes back into the theme of,
she was
white guys who are Asian.
Uber white.
Well, she's blonde-haired white.
She is California girl.
Lundgren's supposedly Japanese in this movie, and then Brandon Lee.
No, he was an American whose parents were slaughtered in Japan, and instead of Japan expediting him back to America,
shipping him,
right, to be in the foster system, they're like, nope. Fuck you, American kid. You're going to the Japanese-American orphanage because we saw the picture of it.
So he's Japanese.
From 1969.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, so he's Japanese.
Yeah, he's Japanese.
That's what I was saying. Now, and then you have...
And he knows how to do floral arrangements.
Brandon Lee, who's supposed to be Japanese, but wants to be a cop in Malibu and doesn't understand that's sheriff department. And then, in reality, he's from fucking Hong Kong.
Okay, Asia. Let's get back to Asia. So she's smoking crack at the classy party.
By the pool.
And Shang Tsung wants to see her. For why?
Kari Hiroyuki Takagawa.
Okay. Wants to see her, and we don't really know why.
Because he likes
to bang. And
no, he doesn't, because that's not what he does.
Well, he does like to bang, because he gets a handful.
She had called somebody and threatened them and said that they were going to take over. She was warning the previous owner of the beer company.
The previous owner of the beer company?
Or the nightclub, whatever he was going to take over, that this guy was coming in. And so she was a fucking squealer and a dope fiend, and the guy was like, time to get rid of you, snatchy.
Which I only caught as... the boobs that gets her head cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got that whole plot line. Don't worry about it.
Head lopped.
Yeah.
That's pretty much...
Cut her clothes off with a knife.
But first, it's, I'll do you.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'll do you. So you can take my shirt off and show that I'm Yakuza. That's that whole scene was just set up so that she could take his shirt off. Oh my god, he's got the tattoos. He's Yakuza. Oh shit, fuck. So he lops off her head. And then they go
Video records it.
Yeah, video records it. And then they go to the gasworks.
Mm-hmm.
Next scene is they're at the gasworks.
That from that scene is they make her smoke 3 rocks of crystal meth.
That's right.
And what my thought was is this has got to be really early on crystal meth being a thing.
I think it was super early on. It didn't look blue. It wasn't anything like
Breaking
Oh,
Bad.
that was
Breaking
actually
Bad at
just
all.
like what they were using for the crystal
They
meth.
didn't have Jesse Pinkman there.
Just
I mean,
salt,
come
wasn't
on.
it?
It was rock salt for your driveway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I guess if you smoked that, it'd probably hurt like a son of a bitch.
Oh, I bet you would fucking
Probably,
be
actually.
real not fun.
I don't think that
until
that
you
would
were
be
really
good.
fucked up.
And before we really go any further, one thing that we have to recognize is the music in this movie
God.
stinks.
Oh, it's awful.
Oh, God.
It was terrible. It reminded me of like full keyboard Double Dragon music, like early NES. No, 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 no. 8-bit
Yeah.
It
sound.
was Casio.
Yeah. Oh, it was terrible. Really, really bad music.
Yeah, somebody got a new Casio for Christmas. But it only had 16 keys, and so they were like, all right.
And that leads into their first bro-off when they go into the nightclub through the back door.
Naked Sushi
Yeah,
Club.
into the gasworks, and they beat the shit out of the guys.
Oh, I'm way ahead of the gasworks. So that was bro-off 1.
No, the gasworks,
Yeah,
because
that's
where
go
they
in the
first
back
see
door,
Tia
yeah.
Carrere, which is just exactly the same exact scene from Wayne's World. She's the lead singer of Crucial Taunt, and then they have kung fu fighting after she gets off stage.
Which we should watch the
But you
Tia
guys-
Carrere introduction in the A-Team to see if she's singing.
But you guys
Interesting.
skipped
She did
over the
not do a
naked
good-
ladies on the tables in this nightclub.
Oh, yes,
with
yes,
all the
yes.
sushi on them and all
Right,
these little
sushi ladies.
pervy Japanese dudes.
That's a thing, just so you know. That's
I know
not
that's a
just
real
for the
thing.
movie, that's a thing. So,
But
but
all the
they're
little-
doing the naked lady sushi eat off my beef meal deal.
Yep.
The musty vag meal deal.
You get a free Coke with that one.
Did this one go jogging? Okay, I'll take her.
Can you have the panties afterwards?
No.
Well, you know. So right while they're fighting in their way into the gasworks, this is when I first detected a hint of sexual tension between these two. The Lundgren and the Lee. It's who can fight better and look at each other afterwards like, yeah? Huh? Yeah. What do you think about that? Huh? Yeah.
Did you check out my sweet skills?
Yeah. What do you think about that? You hot for me now? It's starting to get a little gay in this movie. But they bust their way in, and the bass player for Crucial Taunt is a mega babe. They both do that. Whoa,
And
did you see her?
She's wearing a blue version of the same dress
Yeah, exactly.
that she wears in Wayne's World, which is red in Wayne's World, but it's like sequins and...
That's amazing. Nice job, Mike,
And
if
she's
that's
singing
what you were
the-
doing there.
I want a man with the slow hands. I want a lover with an easy touch.
I'm not
Somebody
getting
who can
involved.
spend some time.
I don't know how to do the harmony right there. But, so then she gets off stage and they get into a kung fu fight because they're there, I guess.
Yeah.
And they're not supposed to be there. I don't know. But then they bust into the back room.
Well, that was the part that I tried to tell you to pause that you couldn't because you were writing something down or you missed it. Eating a sandwich, I can't remember, but Dolph Lundgren kicks a chair that slides underneath the back of the legs of a bad guy who then has to sit down, and then Brandon Lee kicks him in the face over and then whips his arm around and gives like a Michael Jordan fist pump. Yeah!
Oh, that was...
Oh, yeah, that was
I did catch the
ridiculous.
end of that. That was pretty rad.
Yeah.
So they break into the back room where all the bad dealing's going on.
No, they don't. They get guns pointed in their face and they
That was
stop
in the
fighting.
back room.
Yeah.
No. And then they take them to the back room.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, there's a Mexican standoff in the back room. And it's him, Lundgren, and Shang Tsung.
This movie really didn't have any Mexicans in it.
It's... So Shang Tsung confesses that he killed his parents, and last time I saw you, good line in the movie. And then it's like, we're cops, and he's a cop, and don't kill us, but they don't speak English.
Terry Kagawa. Just say Terry Kagawa.
Shang Tsung. Anyways, and so Lundgren has to translate, we're the cops in Japanese and don't kill us.
Too many people have seen us come in here.
Yeah, don't kill us because it's bad.
And then Brandon Lee says, I am LAPD.
Yeah.
It's bad to shoot me.
what he does in
He
this
is
movie?
also LAPD. It is bad to shoot him.
You know what he does in this movie? Is he gives the worst Keanu Reeves impression I have ever seen.
I think he does a better job than Keanu Reeves did in Breakpoint.
Oh, what?
No, again, the lines he had to deliver, at least he delivered them. Keanu Reeves in Point Break is lost in the middle of a line sometimes. Hey, what are you gonna do with that?
Shit!
Yeah. Are you gonna hold that thing, bro? He's fucking up lines that anyone could deliver.
They should get in a bad acting show-off. Bad cop acting show-off. So anyways, they leave, I guess.
They get out of there with some business, and then Brandon Lee tells Dolph Lundgren that he isn't being very polite.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said, what about being polite, asshole? You almost got us killed. There's something you're not telling me.
And that's when they have their
first...
My
Gay
parents
times two.
were killed.
They
Yeah,
do the
gay times two.
two.
Oh, yeah, outside, and it's like
Yeah.
getting really emotional, and Brandon Lee's like, oh, wow,
I like
bro.
you. I don't want you to get
Yeah.
killed.
Oh, God, that was terrible. So, the next day, they follow the bad guys to the brewery. The Red Dragon Brewery, which seems awful easy that they can just follow these guys wherever, because they follow them wherever in this movie. And it turns out they're making meth beer. Putting meth into the beer.
Which doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't work. You can't... My beer's crunchy.
Or if it gets in there, and you drink the beer, good God.
You're gonna die.
Yeah.
But
You're
then
gonna
after
OD.
the main villains go into their brewery, then we see a stream of cars go into the brewery next. And it's every major meth dealer in the area.
Yes.
The motorcycle
The motorcycle
gang,
guys.
The black gang was there.
The black gang. The beaners led by a white guy.
Yeah, Beaner's led by a white guy, which didn't make a lot of sense.
No.
Bikers.
Yeah, we already said that.
Truckers.
Okay.
There were some truckers there, yeah.
I believe the guys all dressed in black from Flash Gordon were there. You name it. They were all there.
Yeah.
Bad
Every
guys
stereotype of drug seller in America was there.
Apparently, this is the first time I wrote down the bad guy's name from the movie. Yoshida. Yoshida is the bad guy's name.
So Yoshi.
Okay, I'll start calling him Yoshida. Because Shang Tsu's actually harder than Yoshida. So, the guys are like, whoa, this isn't a good deal. You're taking over our territory. Oh my God, your arm is on the ground! And he just chops the guy's arm off.
Yeah, the biker guy's giving him shit.
And the guy, this is my third favorite line of the movie. Ow! Fuck! Your arm's on the ground, buddy. Ow, fuck. This is what you say like you stubbed your toe. Aw, shit. Damn. Piss.
Yeah. No.
Smarts.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then he goes ahead and makes the deal anyway. Like,
hamburgers.
At that point, you realize shit's going down. If you're bikers, you just start shooting the place up, and if everybody dies, they die.
Yeah,
like,
right.
If he dies, he dies. Just brum.
Yeah, that's not the way that bikers do business. If you cut somebody's hand off, they're gonna pull out their guns and fucking kill you.
Yeah. No, it doesn't
because
work.
they don't care if they die in the process.
When he pulls out the sword to show it, it was like, oh, that's a nice sword.
Shiny.
I'm going to now wound you at the least to keep my distance from you. Yeah, it's stupid.
Okay,
yeah, but the guy's hand, like his stump, didn't even give off any like blood or anything.
No.
You didn't see the hand fall into the meth.
Yeah, you get your arm lopped off. You gotta go. You gotta go to the hospital now. No more, not making deals. Nothing. You gotta go. Gotta get that stitched up. So things are going good for Yoshida now. Yoshida. He's got the meth all working. He's down a babe, but you know what? He knows where to get one. So he goes and steals Tia Carrere, which is one of the.
Hey, he gave her flowers first.
You can notice the editing here because here's some flowers. Next scene, he's got her back at his house, tossing her around.
Yeah. And when he shows her the video of him cutting off,
very friendly, all of a sudden slapping her around.
And
here's your friend getting her head lopped off.
Lopping off your friend's head, and then she says, "No, not Asia," which is why I assume that her name was Asia.
Right, and he's like, if you don't obey me, I kill you too.
Maybe
and then he rapes the shit out of her.
Maybe it was a metaphor for like, no, not Asia. we shouldn't be doing this to each other. I'm from Kowloon Bay, which is in China, and you're from Tokyo, which is in Japan. We should unite instead of fighting each other. No, Asia.
No,
or maybe
Justin.
she's saying, like,
That's what I got out of it.
Evita said, don't cry for me, Argentina.
Right, maybe a little bit of that.
No, the tramp's name was Asia. The little meth-smoking tramp. Her name was Asia, and she got her
Which
head lopped
is
off.
like India in the Asia equation.
But at the same time, at that point, Asia was huge in the rock charts.
Oh, right. So it's more like Asia was
Iran,
Thailand.
Iran so far away.
Iran so far away by Duran Duran.
No, that's Asia.
No,
Duran Duran's Hungry
that's
Like
Flock
the
of
Wolf.
Seagulls. Those guys were
All
from
right.
America, so that just doesn't
you
work.
blew it.
Yeah, damn it. That's too bad. So anyways.
No, it was Europe was Iran.
No, Iran so far away, it was Flock of Seagulls. I say
Whatever.
this every time, and you're like, this is not Flock of Seagulls. It's
Gotta run away. Dun, dun, dun,
Either
dun,
way,
dun,
Dolph
dun, dun, dun.
That's not
Lundgren
Flock of Seagulls.
and Brandon Lee are
Mister.
in their Chevy Celebrity up on the hill, and you're like, where the fuck did they come from?
Yeah, they just have followed them again out of nowhere.
So the next morning, she's gonna off herself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's been raped.
She's
Ish.
going
You
Harry
don't
Carey
even know if she's been raped or
on
not.
herself. And fucking Brandon Lee is, again, so inept with Asian culture. He sees her through the binoculars prepping for this, and he goes, looks like she's tidying up.
Yeah.
Like, dude, yeah, it's an immaculate house. She's putting swords in places and lighting candles. Obviously, she's cleaning. Fuck you,
Yeah.
Brandon Lee.
Seppuku.
Stupid asshole. So, Dolph Lundgren's like, I gotta get in there and save her. And Brandon Lee's like, there's none guys, not fair for them. Bummer. So he goes in there.
Yeah.
First thing he does, punches through a door and grabs a guy's balls.
And before he runs into that complex to steal her, this is like a weird spot to watch in the movie. There is like this weird carton on the front of the car that's totally in view through the windshield. What's in that? Because it cuts to the next shot and it's just a car without anything on the hood.
Keep your eye out for that, listeners.
Yeah.
So he punches through the door, grabs some balls, then gets Tia Carrere, kills all the guys, goes outside. They're shooting at him, chasing at him. He lifts up a fucking Oldsmobile 442, puts it on his side as the car flip bullet shield explosion machine is what I call it. That's Action Hero Move 72 in the Action Hero playbook. Blows up the car. Nobody gets hurt by it, but
Actually,
it's
it should
fucking
be-
crazy.
Because of how badass it is. Action move 4.42.
Zing. So they get away. He's got Tia Carrere. He's shooting guys while carrying Tia Carrere, which I thought was also awesome. So now they're back at his place, and she's all cool with it, I guess.
Well, then he tells Brandon Lee, shit's about to get crazy. Are you ready for that? Or shit's about to get scary. Are you scared? And then he grabs his ankles. Gay part 3.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? Smelling your own crotch? Oh, never mind.
No, never mind. Gotta
Gotta
prep.
check for freshness.
Gotta prep.
They are
So,
going to a place where all they
Now,
wear is a little pair of panties.
Yoshido's now things aren't going swimmingly. He's down
At the
6
bathhouse,
guys.
yeah.
6 guys. And so they have a meeting, and he's down a babe again. And Dolph Lundgren's fucking up his shit. So what does he do? He stabs his fucking right-hand man in the fucking throat for getting a lounge
I
singer
forgot about that.
kidnapped by Dolph Lundgren. Like,
He tried to cut his own finger off
You're
first.
not good at business, buddy.
Yeah.
This is not... Getting rid of more men isn't going to cure your problem with having men gotten rid of. Then it's in time for Operation Invasion Gay Bath.
Yep, it's time.
Lundgren, Lee break into the Japanese hot
Bathhouse
tub
thing.
machine place where
It's a bathhouse.
It's a bathhouse where they wear towel bikinis.
I don't
What-
know
what
what those are called when the traditional 16th century Japanese underwear.
When you
that's-
just get a thong or a towel and
It's like
Yeah,
a
but
turn it
sheet
into a
If
made
it
thong.
would have
into
been a
underwear.
traditional bathhouse, though, nobody would have had any clothes on.
Yeah, and they would all have each other's wieners in each other's hands. Gay part 4. I'm just saying.
No,
the
Justin,
Romans.
that doesn't
the
happen.
Roman. The Romans
The Romans are one thing.
Yeah, the Japanese
and
are
the
another.
Spartans and the Greeks.
The Spartans and the Greeks and the Romans are notorious.
The
Well, the Romans aren't so much, but the Spartans and the Greeks are.
The Romans? Alexander?
That Alexander was
Marcus Aurelius?
Mesopotamian.
And, Trajan. Oh, he was a big fan of the tug job.
Moving
Got
on.
a whole column, and it's just guys giving each other tug jobs on it in Italy.
No, not Mesopotamia. Where is it? It doesn't matter.
Okay. Enter the bathhouse.
So now it's time to enact battle strategy number 77. Get your ass kicked at the bathhouse.
Well, I thought that I wrote down is that it starts out and the action is just enough to kick those guns out of the hands of Lundgren and Lee so that it has to be a karate fight.
Yes. Must use your feet.
Convenient.
But it doesn't work. They just beat up a fat guy.
He
the fat guy,
a sumo wrestler.
The fat guy gives Lundgren
a hell of a time.
A hell of a time because we have another situation where Hollywood, still at this point in making films, says big equals strong.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it didn't work on screen for me. But, because Lundgren's big.
Lundgren would kick the shit out of that guy in short order.
Yeah, the guy would have been
agile,
panting, very significant, like...
Well, you would have just given him a Jesse Stone right in the nuts.
You're just never going to let that go, are you?
No, there's no way to kick a guy in the balls better than Jesse Stone.
So, Dolph and the fat guy go in the drink. There's some stabbings going on, but Dolph finishes him off with a hose to the face.
He puts the hose in his mouth, and we are to assume as viewers that hose stays there until he explodes.
But he doesn't.
From too much.
He just floats around.
He just chokes on the water.
Yeah, he chokes on the water, is what I infer.
And then he's floating with a stab wound.
And then it cuts away to Tia Carrere not seeing him coming.
Right. No, at the log cabin dojo.
Yeah.
He's got a sweet log cabin dojo on the lake. What lake? And where is this? And why is he having?
And why does he?
Yeah, but he takes her there for her own protection.
It's his safe house, and it's the sweetest safe house a cop has ever had.
Yeah, it's a Japanese style safe house, and he takes
log cabin.
Yeah, and he takes gay partner and
Tia
Carrere to the safe house
in her bathrobe. And then tells her to put on something more comfortable than a bathrobe, which is frankly fucking impossible. Would you like to put on less clothes than a draping cloth?
There's some sweatpants in there.
Yeah. That sounds less comfortable than what I'm wearing.
There's some pants in there. Because the next thing we get is he's out in the hot tub.
Which
seems like a very tiny hot tub.
Also, when he's like, well, there's futons in all three rooms, and Brandon was like, what's a futon?
Oh, yeah. Retard.
Can I sleep in your bed? No. Goes out of the hot tub. Seems like it's a one-man hot tub. Not big. She's like, don't look. I'm going to get in here with you.
It's a barrel.
Fine. I'm not going to look, but if you're getting into this with me, I have no place to go. I am going to be all over your shit. So it doesn't matter whether I see. My whole body's going to be pressed against your body because this is a one-person tube. But he doesn't look. He's very gentlemanly in his sexual molestation. But I guess it's on her.
Two people in a barrel. Which
it's kind of on her at this point. Yeah. She's being coy in her sluttiness.
And they had sex with him.
But then we get the moves, the muff, the butt, and the stunt boobs.
Stunt boobs, stunt muff.
Why did they have to get a ratty-haired chick?
It was a lady wearing a wig. It was the worst wig I've ever seen.
I know, it was awful.
It did not look like her hair at all. I thought
it was like a white lady.
I thought it looked like Diana Ross in the 80s.
And what I wrote down during this scene is that the music already sucked, but I wrote down music sucks again.
The romantic music.
My God. It brought it to a new level of how bad the music sucks.
Yeah, so then they cut from the hot tub scene, and then he's in bed by himself. The sexy time music cuts out.
We gotta really accurately represent this sex scene. She's like on there for a second, and then it's over.
We haven't gotten to the sex scene yet.
That's pretty.
And then it goes to the bedroom because she's like, and I was like, Yeah.
So she comes in, and she can't sleep by herself because she's scared. And so Lundgren's in there with no clothes on in his room. And
he's
she's
got
like,
pants. He's got his jogging shorts
Don't
on.
steal the blanket. Don't worry, I already brought my own.
Which is technically Dolph Lundgren's blanket.
Right. But he still covers her up, very gentlemanly. So she falls asleep in, let's count it, 0.5 seconds. She's asleep. He's asleep and say, hold
really
on,
asleep.
hear my analysis. He's asleep in maybe 0.75 seconds. She wakes up at 1.25 seconds on the nose and is fucking horny as shit. So she rolls over and starts going to town on Lundgren. By 0.3 seconds, he's got his hand on her boob. She's fully nude. At 3.5 seconds, she's already had an orgasm. And at 4 seconds, he has also had an orgasm.
And it's done.
And it's done.
And then they just smile at each other like, yeah, that wasn't uncomfortable, right?
And then she said, that time I heard you coming. Because apparently the thunder sound from the inside of her and his semen doing whatever it was doing in there was noisy.
Yeah, he didn't cry out or anything. He just kind of had this weird look on his face. And then he kind of shoved his hand up in her face a couple of times for the sexiness.
It was the greatest sex scene I've ever seen in my life.
Because it wasn't cut. It was just an uncut,
that's how long it took.
People having sex for 4 seconds.
It's how long it took. And oh my god, it was great.
Boingity, 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 boingity,
and
done.
But her face while she's orgasming is so dumb because she's like, oh, for fucking half a frame. Oh, it was great. So now she's doing the walk of shame, basically, and he goes out to see what's going on. Brandon Lee's like, hey, what's going on, bro? Oh, I know what's going on. You walked out of the hot tub, and I saw your dick.
No,
I saw your monster
show up.
Yeah, but no, he's like, when he's like, she must have been afraid of the monster that I saw. And then the bad guys show up.
Okay.
And, oh, fuck, bad guys are coming. Let's not take care of Tia Carrere. Let's just get into our ninja clothing. And
Dolph Lundgren starts putting ninja weapons in his belt and his jogging shorts, but not putting anything else on. Like, I've got enough here to just fill my shorts up with all of the ninja weapons I need.
Wonder if he cut his dick with a Siamese star. Like,
that would be unfortunate because
the best line in the movie. Just in case we die, I just want to tell you, you have the biggest dick I've ever seen.
All right.
Thank you, Brandon Lee.
Hold on. You and I are going to reenact this, Jackie.
You're
Johnny Murata. Give me your best. Give me your very best here.
Kenner, just in case we get killed, I wanted to tell you, you have the biggest dick I've ever seen on a man.
Thanks. I don't know what to say.
How about don't get killed?
Don't get killed.
You too.
Spectacular! If you didn't think this movie was gay enough, holy shit.
Awesome.
I can't believe that made it into the final cut. I would have left that on
originally, what it was you have the biggest dick I've ever seen in a white man. And the explanation from the studio is they cut white out for time. Ooh. Boo.
You have the biggest dick I've ever seen that's not slapping me in the face right now.
So then...
You have the biggest dick I've ever seen that's not on a blue whale. Because I went to the Museum of Natural History, and that was bigger than my car. Right?
It's where the word boner comes from. It's made of bone. It's an actual bone in there.
Boy.
What? What are you looking at me like that for, weirdo?
So then you and Sam standing underneath this whale. Take my picture. Did you get the boner in it? Make sure you get the whale boner.
Like the picture of you standing next to Henry VIII's package armor.
That thing was awesome.
Cod paste.
Yeah. No, it's like
It's a wiener tube.
it's a wiener tube. It is not a codpiece. It is a
It's a
8-inch
cylinder.
round cylinder to put his dong in to go into battle in, so that he could stand there and be like, "Ladies, ladies, marry me. You're getting your head lopped off, but it's gonna be a wild ride."
I got a dong here, ladies.
So they get captured and torture time. Put them on the rack, zap them up.
And how do they beat them
Oh,
at this
but
log
wait,
cabin?
that's
They
when-
go in through the back door.
Oh
What
yeah,
is
they
it?
go in the back door and they capture Tia Carrere again.
Yeah, Yoshida
Simple.
takes Tia Carrere to the drive-in of torture, where he's in the backseat of his car.
Yeah,
With
no shit.
the
He's got
torture
a
on TV,
CCTV feed directly into his fucking caddy.
and then he gropes her, which is weird.
Gets a handful. But they're on the rack getting zapped by a guy who's got a machine. And how do they get out of the zapping machine?
This is how they get out of the zapping machine. The person who wrote this doesn't understand electrical currents.
That's right.
That's exactly
That is
and
how they get out of
I will say nothing
That
other
is how
than
they
that.
get out of it. So they get out by ignorance. And now it's time to set up the showdown in Little
And then
Tokyo.
they leave the cop's car and they get in the car.
Oh, that's right. No, it's not time for a showdown in Little Tokyo.
Yeah, they get in the car
It's the
because
old
they're like,
bait and
"Oh, they
switch.
left our car," and we're like, "Oh, they left the car.
That's
That's
awful
dumb.
nice.
That'll get you." And they're like, "Oh, here comes the forklift guy," and he puts him in the car crusher. It's like, "Oh, he got us and them," because this movie is starting to get so stupid you can't keep track of what's going on.
And for a ninja, I mean, those crate lifter things, they move pretty slow, right?
Yeah,
Like,
forklift?
and they're loud.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're a ninja, but you didn't see that slow ass thing coming out the side, and you didn't hear it.
That's right.
And it's able to scoop you up and put you in the compactor before you even have a fucking chance.
Is that the stupidest thing that happens in this scene? I mean, let's be honest
because
here.
honestly,
Oh, it gets better as we go.
this is how they get out of the crusher. I wrote down, "Wait, what?"
they stop the crusher with the strength of their arms.
And then
No, they don't crush them down all the way.
No, they do.
They trap them in there, and then they're putting them through the wood chipper
I
thing.
think that they're putting them in the wood chipper thing because they didn't get dead by this the
Yeah.
crusher because they're so strong that they kept it up by the strength of their arms.
And that's when the character, as played by Toshiro Obata, says, in Japanese, or so we think, that's translated, "Heavy metal sushi, haha."
Yeah.
Oh god, that was a terrible line.
So now they are going into the chipper, and they're in a crushed car. They gotta get out of the crushed car, mostly crushed car, except for the strength of their arms part. Now they gotta get out, so how do they get out? Well, they fucking strengthen their arms again.
Well, Brandon Lee,
push their way out.
Johnny, he has to use his legs because
Yeah.
he's too much
Well,
of
he's
a
not
leader.
as tough as Dolph Lundgren. He knows that. It's
And even
fine.
Dolph Lundgren's legs are stronger than his arms. That's what's silly.
Right.
Right. But Brandon Lee's penis is like, I'm so sad.
And then Dolph Lundgren has a shirt all of a sudden. Yeah.
All of a sudden he has like, and it's
A
like a
ripped off
sleeveless
hoodie.
It's a sleeveless
I
hooded
couldn't tell if he
sweatshirt.
had pants.
It was a sleeveless hooded sweatshirt he's now wearing.
I couldn't tell if he
With
got
his-
pants as well.
With his little jogging shorts.
And then they're like, "Should we nail these guys?" He's like, "No.
No, fuck that.
Let's let them think we're dead."
I gotta go to the gym. Because
Montage.
I've got a montage coming. A ninja training montage. Montage!
And I would just like to
this
point
scene
out,
has
wait.
the best. They blew the budget on music for this particular scene. It is the best music that's choreographed, or what is that called? Composed during this
Composed,
film.
yes.
It's
I'm glad that
Montage.
you memorized all of them.
Oh fuck, dude! 8-bits, my shtick, man.
It wasn't as good as the Sky High or whatever.
Oh,
that
nothing's
was
better than Sky High.
25% of the
Nothing's
budget
better than
is
Star
the man from Hong Kong.
But anyway, so he has a montage where he kicks the shit out of a fucking training bag and then cuts it in half with a sword. So he's now good at. He's better. I thought he was awesome at ninja shit before.
The whole time you're supposed to believe these guys kick ass.
Yeah.
They don't need any
He
practice.
needs to train.
But what this is really all
10
about...
minutes left of the movie. He needs to train.
It's setting up another sequence.
What this is really about, this sequence is really about sweet
Lundgren
costume...
with his shirt off.
No, sweet costume change.
Yes.
Oh,
He goes
that's true.
from kamikaze leather jacket
To a gi.
to a sweet gi.
Costume changing montage.
And a Karate Kid headband with a little red sun on the front of it. With some kanji on the sides. He is now Karate Kid, but he would be the Black Dragon team in Karate Kid.
And they stole the truck full of draft beer.
Yes.
In cases of bottles.
Now we're ready for the showdown in Little Tokyo.
We got
setting
a sweet
up the
costume
climax.
change.
Draft beer.
In
truck. Bottles.
What do they do
I can't
with
say it enough. Draft beer in bottle. Wait a second.
What do they do with the draft beer and bottles truck? They fucking drive it at 90 through the fucking building. The Red Dragon Brewery.
And just in case you weren't sure if it was the Red Dragon Brewery, when they drive through the wall, they go perfectly under an arcing logo that says Red Dragon.
Right. But they drive through the building, get a little sideways, get a little...
And they've got
they flip the
M16s
trucks.
now.
They got the M16.
Well, those were in the
bust out
front
the
of
door,
the truck.
Bust through the door, or out the thing, start shooting everybody.
And have a standing gunfight, which didn't work out so well in the Civil War, but works out real good for them.
If you've got big guns.
If
and
the other team can't shoot.
And a gi.
Well, according to Brandon Lee, though,
now, why is
maybe his penis had a gun too, and it was like, no.
So the bad guy is like, okay,
it's
we've
pulling
killed
the trigger
these
with
guys.
pubic hairs.
We've killed these guys.
Where are you even going with that?
I'm going to take Tia Carrere to my brewery where all of my assets are, essentially. Like, if just in case anybody was not dead, they could really get me right here. All of my assets are now in play, including myself and my kidnapped girlfriend. I think I'll hang out here.
Yeah, and he couldn't bother to get her something else to wear. It's like, this is your kidnapped girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly. If I'm that guy, I'm like,
you want to
take my kidnapped girlfriend to the rest of my kidnapped girlfriends in the harem.
She's not the only one. She is not the only one.
Keep them showered and baby powdered up. I'll be there later.
You just stumbled upon the primary flaw with this movie.
This is it.
No, yeah, it is. After he's dead, there is now a basement locked filled with Asian ladies that are like, when is he coming back? I am getting hungry. And they can't get out. They're kidnapped. He's got a harem of kidnapped Asian ladies in a basement. They're all going to starve to death because Dolph doesn't even fucking care. He only cares about Tia Carrere. I am to infer that bad guy has more than one trapped Asian lady.
Yes, and I am to infer that he has people to take care of them.
But he's dead!
Those guys are going to have sex with hostages if I'm a rich guy. As I said, showers and baby powder. Actually, keep the baby powder out of it. I don't like the strippers.
I am really getting confused. I am as confused now as I was watching this movie. So anyways, showdown in Little Tokyo. He blows up all the guys. Brandon Lee has to fight the fat Asian guy and explode him in beer.
One Toshiro Obata.
Explodes him in the vat of beer.
After the guy kicks his gun out of his hand so it can be a karate fight.
Oh, right. Of course, it's got to be a karate fight. Explodes Beer Man. Brandon Lee.
That point, Dolph Lundgren is then running around shooting without pointing. And I say shooting without pointing because, pointing without aiming is a thing in action movies.
Sure.
Dolph Lundgren is shooting without pointing. He's not even pointing the gun, it's just spraying
bullets.
People are dying on the set of this movie.
Yes.
He's just pulling the trigger.
Tia Carrere is now rescued, and his advice is...
she's tied to the gas thing, and it's
that's
a race.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden...
It's a race for them to both shoot at the ground as fast as possible.
Toshida lights the gas on fire, and she's tied to the gas thing, and you have to get her untied fast enough.
On fast dying. So he does.
He does, and they don't get blown to safety, they actually just fall over.
I was all about it. I was like,
I thought they were going to get blown to safety, but they didn't.
No blown to safety.
So he's like, you got to take her someplace safe. So where does he take her? Follows Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah,
that's safe. So now it's just
to the outside of the
Yoshida by
Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Right, which is a Japanese parade in
Little Tokyo,
LA. And they have a fight. And he stabs him in the chest, and then sticks him on the bullseye.
Dolph Lundgren has been shot, stabbed, sliced.
Yeah, Dolph Lundgren should have been dead.
He got his face chopped in half.
Face chopped, arms off.
Arms off.
Guts are out.
Barely bleeding.
Barely bleeding. Yeah, you can't take a samurai sword to the chest and be okay. Or to the arm.
Well,
unless you are made of tough stuff like Dolph Lundgren, because let's face it, he can flip a 4-4-2 over on its side, uncrush a crusher, and then punch a car out.
Okay, but in all fairness, this fight should have been over after Dolph Lundgren hit the bad guy the first time. Because he gave him a slash through his stomach, through his abdomen. So that guy's guts should have just been like hanging out.
Yeah.
And he's just got this like
slipping around on his guts.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, I mean, they had to elongate the fight. They're like, shit.
Well, he stabs him in the chest and then bullseyes him on the dartboard.
And then sticks him onto a spinning
knife throwing.
I don't know what
it was. It was a firework display.
It's a giant firework display.
But why is it painted like a bullseye?
I don't know. It was on the
so
back of the dragon.
So that it's a bullseye. That's the thing. Is it's just fucking stupid.
Yeah, it's just fucking stupid. And then he spins around, he's bleeding to death, and then explodes.
And I thought the most interesting part about that...
Credits!
...was that while he's spinning around, it cuts to a shot of Brandon Lee and Tia Carrere. And she, like, grasps Brandon Lee's arm and then puts her head into his shoulder like, oh, I can't bear to watch.
Okay. All right.
Any more than, I mean, actually, at that point, no matter who you are, no matter what's happened to you, a guy's been stabbed, stuck onto a pinwheel, and he's about to explode. You can bear to watch.
Yeah, you're not looking away. You are like, it's like when you pass a traffic accident on the road. You're not watching the guy in front of you. You are looking at the traffic accident to see if you can see something gross.
Assignment Stinker Madness. Dolph Lundgren, he kills him, he explodes, credits.
No,
what's
not
the
credits.
line? What's
all the people bow to him.
Right, I understand that. It's not important. What's the line that Dolph Lundgren should have said? Because he doesn't. Give me the one-liner.
I don't know, I don't want to talk again because it might not be important.
You just stabbed a man and stuck him on a pinwheel. It's not that you're not important, that the
bullseye
fucking
is
people
too
bowing's
easy,
not
so
important.
it's more like what happens after he starts spinning, like,
and blows up. What's your one-line answer? All schwaz. Stick around? No. Been done. Hey, Bennett, let off some steam? No.
Quit running around in circles.
That's bad. Jackie?
Alright, quit spinning around in circles.
It's even worse. Jackie?
Yeah.
Got anything?
Well, that's going to rain on our parade.
Ooh!
Not
that's
bad.
Good.
Why? Because he blows up and then all the blood goes and...
That's...
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to win this one with 301, bitch.
What?
Oh, boo! Boo! That was terrible. You're going to end the show.
What?
Dark game where you get to 301.
God, that's... God damn it.
Bullseye!
No, that's not going to rain on our parade. That's awesome, dude. You won. You totally won.
Thank you. That redeems myself from my crappy bowing comment.
And that's Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Recommending over here, I am
Don't.
anyway.
Oh, I'm super recommending. I think that this is one of the most underrated bad movies of all time. Ever. Period. Like,
It really is.
Everybody's so hot to trot about Miami Connection right now.
Yeah.
This is what people should be talking about.
Yeah.
This is a big fucking deal.
It is.
Yeah,
I really love this.
I really enjoyed it, and it was a martial arts movie, and it was a shoot 'em up movie. And I've seen a lot of those recently, so I was like expecting to kind of be like, it's just like the other ones we've been watching. But this one had some, twists and turns in it.
Very big twists and turns.
This had some nonsense.
Yeah, I mean, the dick comment and...
things you do not see coming.
Yeah, and then you're just kind of like, I'm completely entertained. I cannot wait to see what the fuck is happening next.
I think it's as crazy as Never Too Young to Die in its own way, but it's not... I think Never Too Young to Die was a little bit more set out on this is going to be crazy shit path. Mm-hmm. This, I think, was set on... we're going to make a
normal
serious action movie, and
Cop
it
movie.
just got fucking out of hand.
Cop show with
Yeah.
gangs, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
you ended up with this thing.
Yeah,
This thing was awesome.
I think it's great. You can buy it it's in a 4-pack with Rumble in the Bronx, The Conjugator, and some other ninja movie.
The Conjugator.
I don't know what it's called, with Mark Wahlberg and Chow Yun-fat. I think it's called The Conjugator.
I don't know. I'll have to look at that one.
4-pack at your nearest Walmart, or you can buy it on Amazon, or rent it on Amazon for $2.99. That's what you should do. Don't download movies for free, because it's bad. And all of us are saying, get to the chopper!